Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode 235, session 235. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every Monday through Friday, if I can make it, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Zone, to let you look over my shoulder, share my screen as I write a script. I'm doing this in order to teach a part of script writing that I think is kind of under-taught in the great world of screenwriting teaching, which is the process, the everyday, line by line, page by page, day-to-day work of getting a thing out of your head into an outline, into a draft, into a revised, readable draft. That's all I'm doing, just letting you look over my shoulder as I walk through that in the hope that you might be able to pick up some tips or tricks or things that I do that could be useful to you. This is not the right way to do it. It is not the only way to do it. It is not even necessarily the best way to do it. It's just the best way I figured out for myself in a 25-year career writing for TV and movies, because no one was teaching us how to do it back then. So on my way out of the business, I thought I would leave behind, in case it was useful to those of you learning, some stuff that I figured out. That's all this is. Take what works for you, figure out your way of working, because there is no right way. There's just the way that gets it done for you in a healthy, productive, creative way. Whatever tools and tricks and skills that I might be able to demonstrate for you that you can use them. If they don't figure out what's good for you. Now, the other things that I do have to teach you, I put here on my channel in the first 3 playlists: Screenwriting Essentials, Screenwriting Tools, Skills, and Craft, and The Process, Being a Writer. That's where I tried to make 10-minute lessons that sort of condensed down into the most simple, useful way I could figure out whatever it is that the topic, the thumbnail, the title tells you it's about, like genre or flashbacks or dramatic action. I tried to get these basic skills down to simple lessons in the hope that they would be useful to you. That's where I really recommend you go. This thing here, you don't have to watch 235 hours. I'm just letting you see in case you can learn from it. But the real lessons, they are on those first 3 playlists. Hi, Rachel. Good evening to you, too. Well, good afternoon here. Good evening to you in the British Isles. I am very glad to see you here. Very glad to be here. I was away for a week taking care of some personal stuff. Thank you, Nathan. I am glad to be back as well. So now we are back because we are at the end of this draft, of this pass through the draft. Not quite at the end of the draft, but pretty darn close. So I am enjoying sharing this with you all. I hope you have all been well this week. And so I'm just going to get right into it, which is this last section of the script, this last 3 or 4 pages, which is the moment that the script reveals the final twist of the hour, the thing that sets the rest of the series in place. It's kind of confused in this rough draft because I bring up this idea that here that in fact they are in danger, that the serial killer is going to come after them. And I get into that, and that's supposed to be the end of it. But then all of a sudden I bring up this other topic, which is, all of a sudden Norman down here says, there's something else we need to figure out. Who did kill George and why? That is a really big question. It's a really good question. It can't be at the very, very end. Unless it is at the very, very end. That's sort of an interesting idea. I was going to move it up. I was going to move it up to before they realize the terrible threat. But you know what I'm thinking? Suddenly it just occurred to me. Maybe that's because I ended up with the last line I had is, "We're all crime crackers now." Um, uh, and I kind of like ending on that. But on the other hand, it would be cool to end up with, there is a mystery to be solved here, which is who done it. Um, so I am just now going to meditate on that issue because basically I've got a choice, and this is really, really the most important thing I can think I can teach. I think sometimes, which is writing is making choices. It's not like there's a one way to do this. Either one can work. You can make either one work. The question is, which one do I want to live with? Which one do I feel is like, that's the one I'm betting on? I'm saying, yeah, that's going to be the best way out of this. Um, I can't get there's no way that this is not the best ending. We're all crime crackers now. That's the title of the series, Crime Crackers. To say we're all crime crackers now, that can't be. That can't be the. So that means this line has to move. It has to move up. But the question is where? Okay. So I'm reading through because I'm trying to figure out where can I drop this extra idea. Um, See, once they get to this point, this is where they get um, into the question of this person is after us. So I've got this spare part, this important question. Do I put it at the very beginning? Yeah. For instance, maybe okay. Because now we have to. Yes, it did. It changes everything. Because what it changes is now they're not hunting for the serial killer, they're hunting for the. Because it changed everything. Who did kill George? Who did kill George? Hi, Burgundy. Good to see you again. So you don't put the dangerous part at the end. No, I do put the dangerous part at the end. That's exactly correct. That is the whole point. Is that the dangerous part, the part that is the biggest threat to everyone, is the murderer is coming after us, and we're all crime crackers now. Is at the end of a speech saying, I know you didn't want to be in this, but if we don't work together, he can pick us off one by one, and no one will know. No one will care. We're a team. We're all crime crackers now. So the idea is, I want to end with the idea that no matter how much these two lead characters didn't want to be part of this group, they have been tied into the group because the killer is going to come after them, and he now knows Madeline's name and address. So that is exactly the foe. That's the most scary there. That's why I was moving the mystery question, who done it, which you would think is the biggest question, but it's kind of not. The question is, what are we going to do about the fact that this guy wants to kill us? So that is what I am working on. Hi, Donna. Hi, Aspen. Runes. So the problem is simply I have, in this last couple of pages, because I was nervous about how much time I'm taking, I have, it's just rushed. It's going way too fast. So I need to just slow it down and allow these questions to bounce back and forth between the characters a little bit. And I'm going to have to find some cuts somewhere else because I'm not going to cut any more here. It's cut down to the bone. All right. So changes everything. Yes, it did, and it changes. Yes, it did, and it changes everything. So what I have to get to is why, because and it changes everything. Because who killed George? Because who did kill George? Who killed George? Who killed George? That's it. Who killed George? Yes. All right. Yes. Yes, it did, and it changed everything. Because who killed George? Yes. We're back at the beginning. We're back at the beginning. This is a mystery. It's wide open. It's wide open. It's wide open. Could be. It could be anybody. It's wide open. It's a mystery. We're back to square one. No. McLean's too smart for that. McLean would start working on anything for sure. Motive. We don't know anything for sure. Where who killed George? Yes. It's like a whole new mystery. Yes. It's like a whole new mystery. Because the point is that they're all saying things that Xena is like thinking like advertising. like this'll sell. It's like a whole new mystery. Motive. Suspects. Motive. Seriously not gonna. Suspects, motive. Yeah. I'm adding lines, but this is who killed George. Yes. Yeah, it's like a whole new mystery. Yes. Yeah, exactly. No, that's a yeah. That's what I was getting to. Very good point. McLean is the smart one, so he's going to start working on the question. Suspect's motive. Why? Okay. We need to list suspects, which means we need to look for motives. All right. Exactly. It's episodes. Exactly. It's episodes and episodes. It's episodes and episodes. Episodes. It's twists. It's episodes. It's new characters. It's more episodes. Red herrings. Red herrings. Yeah, Xena's like thinking showbiz. We need to list our suspects, which means we need a list of suspects. We need a list of suspects, which means we need to look for motives. It's more episodes. It's new characters. Red herrings. Wait a second. Are we seriously not going to tell the police about? We talked to CSK. We did just talk to a serial killer. Hi, Ray. Okay. We just talked. Oh, wait a second. We just talked to a serial killer. There we go. Look, I cut a line. Yay! All right. Wait a second. Are we seriously not going to tell the police? I see what's interesting about this is that Dodosky, the criminal, is saying we should talk to the police. Tell the FBI. Just talk to a serial killer? Yeah. Wait a second. Are we seriously not going to tell the police we just talked to a serial killer? All right. Is it not tell the police or just not do anything about the fact that we just talked? What's more? I think I'm going to... where are we here? Interior. Okay, they're in the living room. Interior, George's house, living room. Continuous. So what I was just doing was originally I had shown, I had here. They ask a question. They're talking about the serial killer, and then we cut to this nice old guy in his nice little sweet town going into his nice little soap shop. And I showed him coming down the street and going in, and then I cut to inside to watch him setting up. The reason I decided to break that up is because if you're intercutting something, if you have a conversation going, these people are sitting there talking about the case, and then we cut away to an image, somebody walking down the street. If we cut to then to the interior of the place, it's going to feel to the audience like, oh, we are starting a new scene. This was an establishing shot, and now we're going inside. But if I break it up and I say, we're seriously going to talk to the tell the police, and then we show this man who they talk to walking down the street, but then we cut back to the conversation and they debate it a little, and then we cut back to him being very gentrified and living his quiet life. It's making clear to the audience that the point of this is that these are little insights dropped into an ongoing conversation. We are seeing different things, but we keep coming back to this conversation because that is the point of the scene, is that this conversation is about this guy. But if I do too many scenes before we come back to the conversation, it's going to confuse the audience. That is my opinion. And my opinion goes because I'm doing this. I'm writing it. Okay. Shelves of, knew there was something wrong there. Shelves of antique. Racks and shelves of rich, there we go. Antique racks and shelves of richly colored soaps in baskets. Cool. All right. All right. I don't think we need this. The call is evidence. That call is evidence. Actually, do I want to get like... So, Xena is saying that she doesn't want to tell the police because she wants to keep it for herself. But she's going to say that. So I don't know that I need to have more of that. Madeline still has faith that, yes, Madeline absolutely believes him. When this call happened, there was a trust built between Deakins and Madeline. Both were afraid of each other at the beginning of the call, but what we saw was, while everyone else is all hyped up and sort of back in the old days, first of all, Madeline was never on board with let's hunt serial killers. So she's just getting this call from this guy, and she's the one talking to him, and she gets a feeling from that conversation. So yes, all the way through that call, she was the one believing him. Okay. See, this is really just one thing. Do we need Norman to say anything? But is this Dundosky? Because it could be Norman. Kind of makes... I mean, Norman is a more important person in this story than Dundosky. And it is kind of weird that Dundosky is like police. It's just not his nature. So I'm thinking I'm going to give this to Norman. And also, are we seriously not going to... Also, are we seriously not going to tell the police who just talked to a serial killer? Hello, Najo. Good to see ya. Glad I am back to say welcome back. Also, are we seriously not going to tell the police we just talked to a serial killer? And then Madeline saying retired because is there such a thing? Yeah, this is it's better. It's better if it's Norman. Norman has to step up. Yes, that's actually what I really like about this structure of this, is that this last sequence is bringing together all the characters, but it's also bringing up the moral complexity of the rest of this series, which is they are essentially going to work in partnership. We don't know that yet, but the way that they're going to resolve this, the killer's coming after us, is that they're going to team up with him in an uneasy teaming up. Yeah, Dundosky definitely would say, doesn't he still have to pay for what he did? That's good. All right. Then McLean can say, the call is new evidence. That call is new evidence. They can track where it came from, open up new leads. No, this is our case, our show. Our show. We give it to the police when it's all wrapped up and ready to go. We put it together. We solve it by ourselves because we can. By ourselves because we can. Because we can. We can do this. And he knows that. Damn right he... Wait, what? Okay, that's better. That's good. This is working. All right. Okay. Hi, Larry. Got stuck again, so I took a break and realized it is easier for me to come up with lore or background information than it is for me to come up with a plot. Yes, everyone has things that are easier to come up with than plots. Plots take practice. Plots take work. That is the reason, actually, just to briefly give Larry some moral support. The reason that I came up with all of the things that I am teaching on this channel are because 30, 40 years ago, it was easier for me to come up with bits of dialogue and cool, funny characters and lore and all the stuff than it was to work out a plot. And it was a real struggle for me. And the only way that I could figure it out for myself was to start breaking it down into these processes, these methods, which I am putting into, this is just a little commercial here, for these lessons, things like how to outline and why outline. Those are how I dealt with Larry's problem here, which is it's easier to come up with the world than to work out the plot scene by scene. And once again, I will tell you, writing is making choices. That's the key. And think in scenes. If you do those two things, if you work in the outline and you just say, I have to make choices, I have to use what I have, which I believe is the title of one of my excellent videos. Use what you have, and then you make choices. You just say, okay, I got to make this into scenes, and in the last scene is going to be this big one. Like right now, we're working on the last scene of this thing. And the thing is, I've said, what I want this to be about is this bunch of people coming together, kind of forcing in this couple who are meeting into this situation. That's what I want this to be about. So that has to be the last scene of the episode, because you put the biggest thing, the most important thing, towards the end. You build to it. Or you make it very first thing. but generally, the something at the end has got to be new and revealing and meaningful. So once you figure out the end, once you say, the meaningful thing is going to be that this person sacrifices their life, or these people come together and have to work together. Whatever it is, you build that scene, and then you work backwards. Okay, so, but what I was about to say was, Deakins is listing the specials of the day, but stops. I think I can just... There we go. Deakins stops listing specials of the day online. Yeah. Writing. Stops writing specials. On the specials of the day chalkboard. Boom. Stops writing. The impeccably calligraphed. Calligraphed. All right, hold on. I got to look this up. I have to figure out how to look it up. Calligraphied. I have to look up definition. Okay, calligraphied. The word calligraphy. Let me see the past. Oh, see, there's no past tense of calligraphy because it's not a verb. Calligraphed. Calligraphed. Past tense, calligraphed. Writing in calligraphic scale. Okay, I got it. There we go. Hold on. Oops. Okay. So, I did not want you to watch me floundering around but there we go. Definition. Calligraph. Past tense. Don't know if you see that. Calligraphed. That's it. Okay. So, let me go back to this now. Calligraphed. Boom. Oh, look at that. It recognized it. I could have just guessed. Halfway through the impeccably calligraphed word lavender. No. Okay. So this is just a more active sentence. Deacon stops writing on the specials of the day chalkboard. On a daily specials. Just make it easier to read. Stops writing a daily specials chalkboard halfway through the impeccably calligraphed word lavender. Okay, yes, I will risk that some people are going to be thrown by calligraphed and they're going to go, is that a word? Because, yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, look, everyone's been talking in the chat. Sorry, I was defining. So happy to finally finish my second feature. Oh, great. I'm so glad that that helped. Yeah, the twists are an interesting thing. Congratulations, Najo. Yet again, writing more scripts. I messed your reader up in a good way. Good for you. I will get to this in a second, Nathan. Najo was stuck for months. We are in the right place to get unstuck. Yay! Yes, I agree. I am the unstucker. Okay. Have you tried right-clicking on the red squiggly word? Yes, I have. In this case, it did not help. But also, sometimes when I do that sort of stuff, it messes up the on-screen thing. So I wanted to do. Calligraphic isn't an adverb. It would be calligraphically. But it's not what I wanted to say. What I want to say is well calligraphed. Yes, congratulations, Najo. Oh, and hi, Thumper. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me go back to Nathan's question because I didn't see it. Do you think it'll be hard for you to adjust from screenplays to a novel? It seems to me scripts move much faster and are generally, whereas the unlimited space to do scenes in novels could be intimidating. That was the case. The reason I did not do it earlier, like the novel that I'm going to be working on, I actually checked my notes because I keep my notes. And the first note is from late 1990s, like 1996 or 7. So that's how long I've had this thing that I thought. Oh, in fact, I started as a script. And yes, the need to establish a language and a voice and to be able to work both inside and outside of characters' minds and the responsibility of having a novelist's voice, those are all things that were intimidating to me for a long time. What happened was, as I got better and better at screenwriting, especially this stuff, like what I just did here, I realized that's it. That's writing. That is narrative writing. And if I can do that, I can just do that as a novel. Like if I decided to write a whole novel like this, I would be fine. And that if I know how to write dialogue, and I know how to just change this into, like Xena frowned. No, this is our case. I can do that. That's fine. So the thing that was scaring me was, what voice do I use? And I realized I had already become comfortable with a voice. It was just my screenwriting voice, and that I use it all the time. Here, look at this. Antique racks and shelves of richly colored soaps in baskets, which I just tinkered with, right? That tinkering, that's writing a novel. As far as the question of the unlimited space, that's nice. That's where I look at how much I've been suffering trying to get this down another 6 damn pages. If I knew that I didn't have to worry about the 6 damn pages, the only thing that would possibly be scary was, what if I'm boring? But I now feel pretty confident that I have an attention to being boring that I will use. I will say, I've been dragging this on too long, or this is not active. What really, really matters, I think, in both novels and scripts, just in different ways of expressing it, are focusing on the storytelling and the characters and what they want and what they are doing. That's really what it comes down to, is the active quality of screenwriting finally in my mind transferred into novels. And once I stopped being intimidated thinking novels are somehow this setback, let's make judgments on everything and analyze them, and just say, no, novels are still storytelling. The ones I like are often really, really good stories, even if they are quite philosophical. Like there's this guy I love named Paul Auster, whose stories kind of always fall apart because he doesn't plot them out that well, but they are just dynamically interesting, great storytelling stories with brilliant philosophical ideas. Anyway, I'm just saying, I feel like at a certain point, I realized the thing I was doing is the thing I wanted to do. It's a formal difference. It's just how you type it. Seems like after so long writing scripts, it'll take some getting used to. I will have yes. I don't think it will have the worst thing that would happen is I would write a script that reads really fast and entertainingly. Like the worst thing that would happen is I have a novel that kind of reads like a script. The way I write scripts is to make sure they keep moving and that there's always action happening, that we are getting characters relating to each other. And I can't worry that that's going to be bad, because that's what it is. I mean, a novel isn't supposed to be boring, so I'm cool. I feel like that, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited for my unlimited pages of freedom too. And who knows, maybe I'll find a way to share that with you guys. I will try. That call is new evidence. They can track where it came from, open up new leads. No, this is our case. Like I would like right now to slow down and describe these people. Like just a little, like McLean was thinking, it starts to make notes, and in a script, honestly, it would be fun to describe all that, but I just know there's no point. It's over described. It takes away the super drive of a script. But there's a way to write this scene novelistically, and it would be good. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. No. This is our case, our show. We give it to the police when it's all wrapped up and ready. Boom. We put it together. I'll tell you a big problem for I don't know about you. I like this. I did not see that there was a word missing in this sentence. It's been months, right? We put it together. I just didn't notice that there was no it there. It's really hard to see your own writing. It's very hard. I know there's something wrong. I keep reading it over going, there's something wrong here, but I didn't realize what it was a typo. Okay. We put it together. We solve it. We solve it by ourselves because we can. We can do this. And he knows that. Damn right. Wait, what? Huh. You know what? I think this is going to be Ted, Paranoid Ted. There we go. And he knows that. Damn right. What? He's going to realize that call was a mistake. It proves he's still out there. He's really still out there. Maybe it gave us new ways to find him, and he's not. I'm thinking that this is actually that calls new evidence. It proves, and they can track where it came from. At least to the cell towers. That's how that works, by the way. They can track where a call came from to the extent of what cell tower it came from. They can't say it came from this, corner unless somebody is actually still on the phone. But I like that he's the one who knows that about how you turn this. Okay, so therefore, he's going to realize that call is a mistake, and he's not stupid. So he's going to want to correct that mistake. Yeah, this is good. This is better. Cool. Yeah, going back and forth from one form to the other is not easy. It doesn't matter which direction you're going, though. It's just anything that is a new language. The only reason I feel so confident right now is because I am old and I've been doing it full time for literally 40 years. So I have done it so many ways and times, and I've written different things. I used to write musicals and plays, and I've written a bunch of different things confidently. I've developed enough confidence in the process, which is, by the way, why I am doing this as we speak, to show you the importance of process. More than anything else, I have confidence that if I keep working through these steps, through these questions, through these putting it in a certain in an outline form, if thinking in scenes, thinking in terms of characters and what they want, if you follow that process, you can solve the problem of whatever it is you're trying to write. Not that my particular tricks are the ones that will solve your problem, but that you can build your process. Everyone's is different. Don't assume that mine is going to solve all of your problems. But what it will do is give you hopefully the idea of, oh, if I make a process that works for me, and whether that's daydreaming and writing random scribbles with your eyes closed, whatever it is, if it works for you, you'll get confident in that. And then you can say, okay, now how do I use this skill to do a murder mystery where people fall in love, or whatever it is you want to do? Okay. Ray, I came from writing sapphic web novel, and not putting enough words is actually the challenge for me there. Stretching mere seconds to multiple paragraphs. Yes, that's true. Since I come from being what I'm a fan of, and I think all of us do this. What are you a fan of? And when I was a kid, I loved novels. And I got to love, really in college, especially in high school and college, I began to love 19th century novels, which are just wordy as hell. So when you're reading Dickens and Dostoevsky and Zola, yeah, you Thomas Wolfe was another favorite. So therefore, the idea of like, oh, I can stop here and just describe the hell out of something. I can spend a page or two describing this character's thoughts on the windowsill. Cool. All right. Ordered a copy of Saunders' Swim in a Pond. Yes, yes. Once again, I cannot recommend enough this George Saunders book, A Swim in a Pond in the Rain. It is by George Saunders, and I really think it's great for any kind of writing. Now Ray is trying hard not to overwrite. There's always something, huh? Yes, yeah. It is hard to get down there. Glenn says, well, I was just trying to be professional. Hi, Adam. Nice to see you. Okay. Look, we're almost done. We are almost at the end of this thing. Okay. And this has just gotten so much better. So he's going to want to correct that mistake. Oh, crap. Them. Okay, so looks Norman. Yeah, she looks at Norman. Screw the others. What if we just walk away? if we just walk away? George wouldn't want us to. Zena, what if we just walk away? George wouldn't want us to. George is dead. This is actually much better. Madeline's saying walk away, talking about the fact that they've gotten themselves into this situation with like murderers and stuff, and that there is a legitimate argument for saying, I have to run away now. I need to hide. I have put myself into a battlefield that is far beyond my skill set. There are professionals on the case. Okay. We just walk away. Let the police handle it. We just let the police do this. Handle it. Let the police do it. Take it. Solve this. Let the police. What if we just walk away? No, I don't think she can say let the police handle it. And he got that way by serial killers and cold cases. You have to stop. You are not detectives. Okay, Norman looks at Madeline. What does that mean? Fair enough, except for one thing. I think that's true. Okay. George is dead, and he got that way by messing with. I like this, and this is Madeline's point is. Police catch the killers. You have to stop. Let the police catch the killers. You are not detectives. Fair enough, except for one thing. He's probably going to get us. Probably. If we don't get him, he's probably going to get us. Certainly try. He knows we know. That's right. He knows we know. What if we tell him? What if we tell him we won't come after him? How? In the podcast? Yes. All right. Let's see. So, she goes to take Madeline's hands. High flying over a trout. As she goes to meet Madeline's, to take reassuring and condescending. She takes Madeline's hands. Takes, not goes to take. Takes. Tears well and Zena's eyes. Do I want the tears well? No, that's what's wrong. Zena goes to take Madeline's hands. Meeting the deer in headlights stare, calm, reassuring, and condescending. No one will care. Oh, cool. Where's that? And no one. Oh, thank you. See? Told you. Well, yes, that's how can you, that's the whole point is I think you can be both reassuring. In fact, I can tell you, living in Los Angeles, I know many people who are both reassuring and condescending at the same time. That's exactly, meets Madeline's goes to take Madeline's hands. But I don't like putting these two long words at the end of the sentence. Yeah, reassuring and condescending because she is reassuring from a position of arrogant and incorrect superiority. With condescending. Well, she's going to, condescending gentleness. Not to hit her. Hit her. I know you don't want to be in this. I know you don't respect us. Okay, now you think we're all losers and fools, and maybe are. But if we don't work together, he can pick us off one by one, and no one will know, and no one will care. Unless we're a team. Not bad. Not bad at all. He shrugs. Yeah. You know what? I think that's not bad. I think I need to reread it, but I think that's not bad. and you should know that hey, that's not bad. That is a good place to be as a writer. You don't have, sometimes you're like, I personally think some of this is good, but just not bad. That's not bad. And so thusly, I'm gonna just sign off because we're back. We're better than ever. We're getting to it. I will see you tomorrow. Go write something.